A game called Silent. One might argue it's a tad loud. That's better. He digs tirelessly. He knows what lies beneath. Presumably he discovered it with his metal detector, and that's why he's digging. I feel like we're at the start of Fallout New Vegas. We're about to get shot in the head. Right. Move with WAS. Interact with E. Zoom with the right mouse button and look with mouse. Stay close to objects for better interaction. Works like that a bit with people as well. Alright, yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game called Silent Burial. A game I know very little about because its page was quite generic. Take bath. Right. I think you mean take a bath. But by all means, I suppose I am hot and sweaty from my grave digging exercises, so I should have a bit of an old scrub-a-dub-dub in the tub. Fair enough. I like that you're repeating the I don't remember that blood being there a second ago. I like that you're repeating the controls in order to remind me, because I'd already forgotten. Right. What have we here? I can't keep doing this. The gaps in my memory are growing wider. I wake up in places I don't recognize. I see things that don't belong. And worse, I forget. Eleanor looks at me like she's afraid, and Samuel barely remember the sound of his voice. Right. I see. Somebody would appear to possibly have a memory problem. Judging by this cleaver and all this blood, somebody might have a problem with not having all 10 of their fingers remaining. Alright, well, we're not having a bath in the kitchen, for crying out loud. We're not some sort of animal. Surely we're going to find a bathroom for that. Patient name, David. Diagnosis, dissociative amnesia, disorganized thought patterns, cognitive decay. Recommendation, continued observation and therapy. Patient exhibits increasing confusion and detachment from reality. Well. Reality isn't always something that merits being attached to. But we won't worry about that. We've got a good quality set of pokers here that we could poke something with later, if that became pertinent. Right. Let's go up the stairs. Squeaky, creaky stairs, and see what we find. I like this very dark and spooky lighting setup. I don't have a crouch button, do I? No. Let's have a look at that. Is that a little picture or something? I feel like there might be a figure on the left, and then something on the right, possibly a smaller figure in the background. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's a tad close to home. We shan't go anywhere near that. The bathtub. It's almost as grubby as I am. Right. Oh, blimey. I mean, there's bleeding gums. There's just bleeding gums. Oh dear. Right, let's have a bath. And probably get some sort of tetanus from all the rust in the tub. But everything's better now. Don't know what my objective is, but everything's better now.
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Where's the emergency message gone? I was listening to that. Thought it was a doll. That weren't no doll. Crying out loud. You're acting more like a broad than a doll, right? Grumpy lady. David, I know something is wrong with me. I don't know how much time I have before I forget everything. before I forget you, if I ever seem different, if I ever stop recognizing you, promise me you'll remind me. Promise me you won't let me disappear inside my own head. I love you, and I love Samuel. Even if one day I don't remember, please know that I do. Blimey. It's a Wednesday afternoon, I'm exhausted after work, and as far as I'm concerned, I just wanted to play some nice little spooky horror games. I didn't need to get hit right in the feels. But alright, apparently I'm going to play this this slightly sad game about amnesia. That's a picture of a little baby, I think. Is that perhaps Samuel? I'm guessing David is possibly the husband and the father, and then whoever's writing these notes is perhaps the mother, and then Samuel is their child, one assumes. Why the hell do people have clocks? I've said it before and I'll say it again, they're too noisy! Not that alarm clocks aren't, the ones we have on our phones, but there's a little face peeking out there, I don't think so, it's just the top of a tree. David, your time is ticking. Curious, I was initially under the impression that we were playing as David, who was the person with the memory problems, but I'm not so convinced. I think either one of those two things is wrong. Your death is near. Pray for better afterlife and better grammar. But other than that, things are going quite tremendously. Can I have a play on the piano? No, that's probably because I have no piano playing skills whatsoever. All right. Well, this was a lovely little trip into the attic. I lost access to the word in my brain there for a moment. And here's a door which wasn't here before. Oh, blimey. I do like the lighting. It's enough to make it spooky, but not so much that the spook can be scared away with bright light. That's definitely a picture of a small child, isn't it? Probably a historical photograph, I think. Curious. Am I supposed to go through this door? Seemingly not, because pressing E on it isn't doing anything. Am I supposed to go back? Oh, blimey.
When we go to see the teddy bear.
Bye. I think I've had about enough of you. Oh, I can't go through this door. Oh, that's a darn shame, isn't it? Right. I was about to start slagging off your pronunciation of your song lyrics because I couldn't understand a word you were saying, although they did sound scary. Right. I suppose a father has to be proud of his child's achievements, even if they're not very commendable. Well, I saw that one coming, so that one didn't make me jump to quite the same degree, but that was still very strange. Right. I don't feel as if this is a product of amnesia. I feel like this is more a product of brain damage. Get to the graveyard. Ah, yes. Because if my house is this haunted, how much worse could a frickin' graveyard be? Oh my goodness, where's the graveyard? I don't know. I've only seen one grave thus far, and it's this one. Gonna be a yard if it's only got one grave. So sort of philosophical questions you only find on this channel. To my love David, if you ever find this, please remember who we were. I don't remember my wife writing this. Why is my name already on the tombstone? Some memories are buried for a reason. That's a strange game. This is a strange game. I don't quite get it. But it's little and spooky. I don't think it should be called silent burial. I think it should be called the really rather loud burial. But other than being really rather loud, it's really rather good. I was going to say, should we go back to the main menu? That's no quieter, is it? And we're back in the room. Tremendous. Right, no, I thought I'd bring us back here because it's vaguely quiet. Oh, interesting, there wasn't a tombstone there before, but there is now. Yes, it's alright, don't worry about it. This game is most interesting. That note that we read in the bedroom seemed to suggest it was the wife that was losing her memory. Unless it was written from David, but surely not, no. And then at the end, it seems as if it is David that's lost his memory. This is a very strange game. I feel as if there's some, perhaps, deeper narrative it's trying to allude to, but it's a little bit too opaque for me to quite understand exactly what it's going for, so I apologise for that. So I feel there's a more interesting story here than the one I am capable of realising. But I do like the environment. It, despite being extremely dark, it manages to light up just the little bits that you need in order to get a decent idea of what's going on, which I do like. I've talked a lot, I think, over the years about my preference for not giving the protagonist a torch, allowing the developer to actually control where the light goes a lot better. I like this sort of subtle hint as well. There's something a bit mysterious going on there because there's actually no light there, which is of course the mysterious corridor we went into where we had to attend some sort of recital of poetry. Bloody hell. I'm glad I don't have children. I like it. You could argue the scares were a little bit rudimentary. I think maybe it's just because it caught me off guard, but I thought the first one went a little better than the second one, although the tension of the second one in terms of the build-up was really rather nice. So, from a visual perspective and a spookalicious perspective, I really rather like it, and from a narrative perspective, I'm slightly confused, but I still enjoyed it even if I didn't understand it. But, I find myself wondering what the hell this is. A swing, perhaps? I hope, because there are other things made of rope that hang from trees that I don't want to be talking about, so I'm going to hope that it's a nice happy swing for a nice happy person to have a nice happy swing on. So with all of that said, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for this really rather strange experience, but I do hope that you have enjoyed it, so look after each other, and good night.